Ακούσαμε δύο πτυχές. Πάμε στην τρίτη τώρα με τον επίσημο προσκεκλημένο μας, τον Christophe Assens. Ο Christophe Assens είναι καθηγητής στο Πανεπιστήμιο Paris-Saclay και το Paris-Saclay είναι όλα ουσιαστικά τα πανεπιστήμια του Παρισιού σε μια συνεργασία. Ιδιαίτερα είναι στις Βερσαλίες, στο Πανεπιστήμιο των Versailles, Saint-Quentin. Έχει το διδακτορικό του, ήταν πάνω στις επιστήμες της διαχείρισης, του management. Τώρα είναι καθηγητής στρατηγικής στο Paris-Saclay και κάτοχος της έδρας δίκτυα και καινοτομίες, που είναι μια έδρα που έχει διαμορφωθεί από δύο πόλους, δύο διαφορετικών πανεπιστημίων, δύο διαφορετικών εργαστηρίων. Έχει γράψει 4 βιβλία πάνω στα δίκτυα, μελετάει πάρα πολύ την έννοια του δικτύου. Ενδεικτικά σας λέω, το πρώτο βιβλίο αφορούσε ότι τα δίκτυα θέτουν ουσιαστικά νέους όρους του παιχνιδιού. Το δεύτερο βιβλίο είχε έναν ευρηματικό τίτλο, λέει «Κοινωνικά δίκτυα, réseaux sociaux tous égaux», κοινωνικά δίκτυα όλοι ίσοι, αλλά το εγώ το έχει γράψει το εγώ, το ελληνικό εγώ. Έτσι, κοινωνικά δίκτυα όλοι εγώ. Στη συνέχεια μελέτησε τα δίκτυα στις υπηρεσίες του δημοσίου τομέα και το πιο πρόσφατο βιβλίο του είναι πάνω στο management των δικτύων. Η ομιλία του, τον ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ που ήρθε. Δουλεύει μαζί με την ομάδα συνεργατών μας από το Πανεπιστήμιο της Γαλλίας που έχετε δει σε προηγούμενα συνέδρια και μπορείτε να διαβάσετε άρθρα τους στους προηγούμενους τόμους, όπως και του ιδίου, έχει 2 ανακοινώσεις ακόμα σε προηγούμενους τόμους. Και να δώσουμε το λόγο κατευθείαν στον Christophe. Merci.
Merci, François. First of all, I would like to thank very much Professor Kalavassis and Professor Colloque for this kind invitation. It's a great pleasure and a great honor for me to be there in this wonderful company. Your wonderful university is like a small family. Everybody knows each other, and there is a strong climate of trust, conviviality, and friendship. And don't change that. It's unique in the world, I think. And I will try to present this lecture in English. English is not my favorite language, so sorry for the difficulty I will have to explain you the different concepts and theories. I will try to do my best under the control of Professor Kalavassis. Because yesterday night we went to a restaurant and we drank too much wine, and I hope I will keep my ideas clear after this wonderful evening in company with Andreas and Angelique, 2 other colleagues. It was very nice. I don't say the name, but the restaurant is very nice, very wonderful in the medieval town of Rhodes. So I would like to present you a small lecture on the topic of network theory in management and impact in education. In fact, I'm doing research since 30 years on the topic of networks. And I think it could be helpful for you to understand why network organization or network strategy could be very helpful for the school, for the teaching and learning system. At first, I would like to introduce a small history of network organization in the humanity history. And we will see that network is certainly during millennia the organization, the most natural organization to gather people and to organize the work and the social life. In fact, when we reflect about this topic, how to organize society, we think naturally to formal institution. In fact, my point of view is the contrary. The natural organization of social life is based on network, and network is based on interrelationship between people who know each other very closely and who are able to settle trust relationship. It's very important to understand that, because I think it's the way to go further in our world, and not only thinking about technology when we're thinking about network and say, yeah, network, it's digital tools, and we go to network. No. Network is, at first, close relationship based on trust, friendship, family links, community links, and that's the most important things to face risk and uncertainty in the future, and especially in school and in education. So, to start to understand what is a network, I would like to introduce the concept of network. What is a network? A network is a typical organization where you will have two contradictions at the same time. On the one hand, you will have individuals who are very strong attached to freedom in individual matters, but these individuals are relied to each other in a solidarity way to exchange resources, to share skills, to share information, to pool some infrastructure, and you have to keep in mind network is a way to have the reaction capacity and the flexibility of individuals, but with the collective purpose of a group, unified, federate, a strong group of people who will go further because they are cooperating together. How does it work? In fact, it works how to deal with this contradiction. It functions when you find in this kind of organization standardized interface between peoples and trust intermediaries between people. So when you will work or organize life in network, you have at first to build trust between people. And when you build trust, you will be able to manage the contradiction between freedom, like in the market, and collective solidarity, like in public utilities, public state, public policy. Our network is evolving during the century. I start during the prehistory period, and during prehistory, how life is organized. In fact, there are no institutions. But there is a condition to survive in a very hostile life, savage life. You have to do some hunting. You have to hunt big animals. And if you are alone, you can't survive. You have to organize the hunting with other people. And there is a constitution of small networks, small group of people in tribes. And these tribes will gather between 20 and 30 people. Why is this number? Why is it not larger or smaller? The size of this kind of network in tribes must be sufficient large to gather specialties in the hunting, and not too large to avoid conflict between people and to preserve trust between people in the sharing of different tasks in the tribes. So, and in prehistory, the natural organization is tribes, so small network of people to go to hunting and to survive in hostile environment. In the 5th century, in the Middle Age, we find another kind of organization of social network between people when we consider the exchange of goods without reference for financial money. In fact, when we settle in Middle Age, there is no certainty about the value of good, how to determine the value of good. If you don't have a money, you will do some exchange, you will do some commercial transaction by exchanging goods, by bartering. And you have, when you barter, when you exchange goods, you have to build trust with the other merchant, and the value of good is not based on the good, but on the trust, on the level of trust you settle in the other merchant. And in fact, the value of different economic field is mostly based on trust. Trust on money, trust on good, trust on the other part. And we lose that today because we are confident about technology, about law, about institution. But without trust, there is nothing. In the 21st century, it's the century of where we discover a new kind of organization, institutional network, like agricultural cooperative, for instance, where people will organize the governance of institution to share social links and to share resource, skills and competence pooling. And this kind of new organization called social and solidarity economy is very particular because there is a principle of equality in the governance of this kind of institution. There is a principle of solidarity to share risk, to share investment risk, to pool resources, and to distribute profit in equal manner to different partners in the cooperative or in this kind of organization. And it was very popular in the 19th century, and it's always, it always exists. In France, for instance, we have some mutual bank, mutual insurance in health protection system, which are working on this kind of governance, network governance. In the 20th century, we assist to a dominant model of the formal institution formalized as a pyramid, hierarchical pyramid. How to deal with network organization? In fact, network organization is used to gain power in the hierarchical pyramid at the 20th century. People will organize cooperation, will create some social network to gain power, to gain influence in the different institutions, or to go behind or through the economic rules, the administrative rules. And it's a particular way. These closed networks are very small, centered on people against the rest of the society, and organized to do some militancy, to do some politics, to have some influence. It always exists today, and sometimes it exists in digital manner too. In the 21st century, with the digital transformation, with new tools, we assist to an evolution in the network theory. And now the network is better considered as a way to deconcentrate, decompartmentalize, de-hierarchize the different institutions. It's a way to open institution to disclosed institution, and we assist to the rise of open network in digital ways. And these open network are very huge to gain a network effect, very huge, and they gain different compartments of life, in social life, in economic life, in political life, and each institution is concerned by this kind of new way to organize relationship between people, work between people, to innovate, to disseminate knowledge, to share goods, to protect the planet, to do everything we could imagine. And it's a challenge, particularly for some social corpus as unions, because if open networks gain in influence and in importance in the society, we don't need unions anymore. People could connect directly together, and they don't need to have an intermediary to represent them in the society. It's a kind of consequences from this open network, new way of organizing. What is the impact in education if we consider that network organization has ever existed and could play a role very important to improve education in the future? In 3 steps, I will focus in 3 steps my discourse. Why build a school network? How to implement closed network in education, and how to implement open networks in education. At first, why build? Why is it interesting to build a school network? If we consider that a school could be symbolized as a generic value chain. What is the purpose of the school? The school has to improve the level of knowledge of a student. A school has to engage some competencies, some resources to create added value for the student. And for that, there is three ways of organizing the value chain of the school. First of all, the school could subcontract different fields, not prioritaire, not central in the education process, like canteen, building, electricity, and so on. So that's outside of the school, and it could be the matter of the market to perceive the best services at the lowest price in order to satisfy the student and the public policy. At the center, in the value chain of the school, there is the hierarchical process, the political process. School has to concentrate on pedagogy, formation of teacher, programs. That's the purpose and the core competency of the school. It's inside the school, and it remains inside the school, and it has to remain inside the school. But at the outside, in the environment, the school has interest to settle some strong link of partnership with different stakeholders to gain in pedagogic innovation, to realize some best practice transfer in education process, to mutualize or pool some costs, and to stay in a kind of vigilance with regulatory and technological process of evolution. So network is complementary from hierarchical manner to manage a school, and from market to perceive lowest cost in a condition of transaction market for secondary operation. If we now implement the closed network in education, our closed network could be interesting in the education system. The school could be considered at the center of a network, create strong partnership links with stakeholders in a local area, in a small territory, is a way to gain in attractivity in education process. It's a way for the institutional dimension to be better for the students. Two examples. The school has to forecast some partnership links and strategical links with between public and private sector, between different levels of education, with association, with public opinion, with local politicians. And at the end, it's a way to create a strong alumni network in the territory for the student, and it's very important for the brand of the school, and it creates possibility to innovate in the education program with some double degree, with some exchange of teachers between partners in this kind of closed network. Closed network at the scale of a small territory. Important. But we don't have to forget the digital transformation, and it's very important to open the school upon its institutional borders, especially for knowledge, because knowledge today is co-created with artificial intelligence, with between students by peer-to-peer relationship, and with the experts, which are not always playing a role in the school or always working inside the border, institutional border of the school. Anyway, we need to co-create this knowledge with different partners outside of the school, and it's the role of the teacher today to have the possibility to use resources proposed by internet application. So you have to imagine that the teacher of tomorrow will act as a hub and to interact with different partners in the digital ways to co-create knowledge and to share and disseminate knowledge with digital tools and digital manners. More specifically, the teacher is of the 21st century. It is at a crossroad between the traditional way to teach at school, traditional, but when we are traditional, we lack of interaction, and with the new way to disseminate knowledge, like social network, for instance. But when we are on social networks, there is new risk to avoid, the risk of misinformation or the risk of manipulation of information. So the teacher has to be at the crossroad as a new influencer for students, and he must be capable to avoid the two risks, the risk of lacking of interaction and the risk of misinformation. He has to be like a hub in a network, an open network, where knowledge will evolve from a world to another, from the physical world to the digital world. At the end of this presentation, I will show you this last slide to explain you that, yes, the school at institutional dimension must act as, must develop a strategy of club in a local area, in a small territory, to create a competitive advantage based on differentiation, distinction from other schools, from other countries, from other areas. But in the same time, each teacher must act as influencer, play a role as a hub to open knowledge creation and dissemination with digital tools in digital manner. The two forms of network are complementary and not opposite. Closed network for institutional matter and open network for the teacher to gain in legitimacy and to gain in efficacy with students. To go further, I invite you to read my book in French, as I try to read your book in Greek. Thank you. Thank you for attention.
Merci, Christophe.